She lied to me. How can I ever trust her again? It's Alex Allman with Revolutionary Sex. I got a lot of great replies to my video last week on truth in relationships. I selected one of those emails because I thought it really represented a lot of the issues that a lot of people are facing in truth and lies in relationship. And I really believe that if you understand the lessons that are wrapped up in this particular email, it's going to have profound and powerful effects on your relationships. So I'm just going to read a couple of pieces from this email that I got. Obviously, I'm going to change a couple of the details in order to protect this guy's identity. First off, I bought Revolutionary Sex a couple of years ago, and it totally changed my perspective. It really helped me. Thank you for that. You're welcome, and thank you for that. Blah, blah. We sat down and we talked about her past lovers. I'm not trying to vindictively hold things over her head or make her feel bad or anything like that. I just simply wanted to know everything. It's a common thing for a lot of men, and for a lot of women, it's a very difficult question to answer. She told me I was some number, it's not important, that she'd been with, and one of the guys was somebody who they know socially. Goes on with a bunch of details. He discovers that, in fact, the number of men that she was with is much higher than the number that she originally said. And then he goes on to say, and this is important, as you can imagine, my heart hit the floor and I broke down. I couldn't believe she lied to me. I always thought we had good trust built up between us, and at that moment, that trust hit the floor and shattered. So I talked to her again the next night, blah, blah, blah. She admits to having some more lovers. And after that, she said she couldn't remember anymore, and that was pretty much that. So at this point, I'm thinking that she was a huge slut and had probably been with like 30 or 40 or more guys, and that's why she can't remember. I feel like I have to know everything now, and these feelings aren't going away. It's consumed me. I'm obsessed by it. I also have reason to believe that she may have cheated on me, blah, blah, blah. I love her more than anything, but I feel like I can't trust her anymore. So this is pretty typical. This is the way it is for a lot of couples when it comes to trying to tell the truth about things that are difficult. So I'm going to take a guess about the guy who wrote this, who seems, by the way, I skipped a lot of stuff, and I don't want to be disrespectful by doing that. He seems like he really earnestly wants his relationship to work, and he loves his wife. So the difficulty that he's having is matching up this idea that she lied about one thing, and therefore, how can he trust her with other things? And he even begins to speculate maybe she cheated on him. He can't know. Everything she says is now suspect. And that's why truth is so important. Now, it would be easy to lay the blame on the person who lied, but that's assuming she's the only one that lied. There's a part of this, obviously, that was written in anger, but I think that it's really important to understand that truth travels in two directions. Based on everything else in this letter, what I know about this guy is that if he were talking to somebody else, one of his friends, and his friend said, yeah, so I'm with this woman, and she's been with 30 or 40 men, do you think she's a total slut? Should I not be with her? I think he's the kind of guy who would not label a woman with a pejorative term just because she had had a bunch of sex partners. And I really think that this particular guy is lying to himself because he thinks that he's not judging her. The problem that he's having is not that she's lying. The problem that he's having is that he's not opening a space in which she can tell the truth. If you want an open and honest relationship, then two things have to happen. One is you have to really become powerfully attuned to your own truth. See, there's a bunch of things that you're probably not being totally truthful about that you think are no big deal, or you think, oh, well, that would hurt her if I told her. And in the same way, she wasn't lying out of shame. She was lying because she knew that he wasn't prepared to accept what the truth was, that it would either hurt his feelings or that he would judge her for it. Now, the reality is that all humans lie, all humans are fallible, all humans have made terrible mistakes, all humans do things that we regret later. This is what it is to be a human. So if you really want to be intimately related to somebody, the first thing you need to do is become very good at forgiving yourself, because that's the only way that you can start telling the truth about the things that you've done, and then become very, very good at forgiving others. And by the way, these two things are in perfect relationship with each other. ultimately, the reason that we tell lies or that we keep secrets is because we're ashamed of something. And shame, as my friend Annie Lala likes to say, is something that can only grow in the dark. And it's when we open the windows and let the light in and we actually begin to talk about the things that we're ashamed of that shame vanishes. And so what I would encourage anyone to do in a similar situation to this is first examine yourself for your own sense of what you're ashamed of. Begin to talk about it. Begin to become more vulnerable. And this is going to allow your partner, your lover, to be more honest with you. See, the only way that somebody can be vulnerable and tell the truth to us is if they feel that we won't judge them. And the only way that we can let them know that that's the case is by talking about the things that we're ashamed of first. So if you want your partner to be truthful with you about things that are difficult to talk about, you need to make the first move and start talking about things that are difficult for you. And that will slowly but surely transform you into somebody who she knows and who you begin to become as somebody who won't judge her for the secrets that she's been keeping that she's ashamed of. The real opportunity here for the guy that wrote this email, and I hope he takes it seriously, is to create a safe space for himself and his wife to get really vulnerable. And he needs to cop to the fact that he's made it hard for her to tell the truth to him by being the kind of person who she secretly knew, even if he didn't say it out loud, might consider her a slut for having slept with too many men. He made it unsafe for her to tell the truth because there was a condition to his love, a condition that said, there's only a certain number that I can accept from you. When he loves her unconditionally, she'll be able to unconditionally tell him anything. And at that point, truth will turn to love. I'm Alex Ullman with Revolutionary Sex. I hope you enjoyed this little conversation. And if you did, please subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more stuff like this coming up soon. And I really appreciate your time in listening to this. I hope it helps you in your relationships. Thanks.